Hello and welcome to Three Sisters One Heart podcast. I'm Shannon.
I'm Heather.
And I'm Tiffany.
And today we are talking about jealousy and envy, which do want to point out are two different things.
But very similar.
Very similar, but two different things. So we're going to kind of touch on that a little bit. But first, let's get into trials for the week. Anybody? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Were you about to
I
volunteer?
was gonna volunteer.
Okay.
All right. So I haven't had any major trial this past week, but I have been feeling waves of anxiety and stress again, and I know it's just an accumulation of the things that are going on in the world right now, and it continues to be something that weighs heavy on me. And it's interesting because as an outgoing people person, extrovert type, right? I find it's making me feel very introverted. And
that is different for you.
It is. And for instance, usually I want to fill my weekends up with things to do, but I find myself the past couple of weekends especially just looking for that downtime and that home time, and being kind of upset if I don't get it.
Yeah.
Because and I think it is just because the emotions and stuff are so heavy right now that I really just need that recoup. And we were talking about earlier, Shannon and I, feeling like you're tired, but you're not you're always tired. It doesn't matter how much sleep I'm getting, I'm tired. And I think we talked about that a little bit before too, how when your mind is overworked, that you have physical and mental fatigue. So just dealing with a little bit of that this week. No big traumatic experiences or anything, so that's good.
Yeah.
Chris did have a little swipey card theft, so we're having to deal with the bank. That's never fun. Luckily, we do our banking at a credit union, and they are amazing. So
I take care of it.
They do, but since
I feel
it's the weekend,
you
it
guys
takes
dealt with it quite often.
I know,
and that's crazy to me. But
I know it happens.
You
all
have
the time.
mentioned before that your bank has always been really good about it.
Yeah, thank goodness. One time we had real bigger theft where some people broke into our house and stole checks, a checkbook of checks. You know, when you start at a bank and you get a
the starter checks,
random, they're in a random box in the garage,
Yeah.
and someone stole them, and we had a much harder time trying to fight for our money back in that case.
Because that's not as simple as just turning the card off.
Yeah.
Or saying that from this transaction on.
Right.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
but
it'll come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about yours?
So my anxiety's still been crazy
Feeling
bad
it.
because of just everything going on, and with the pregnancy, I'm still constantly thinking, well, something can go wrong, and I know it just basically stems from losing our last one, but I'm terrified all the time that something's just gonna go wrong.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I get it.
I haven't been able to get that to stop. And
Yeah, I think you almost had it in your head that once I make it to the second trimester, then I'm good. But then you get there and you're like,
it hasn't
wait,
helped.
I'm not quite there yet.
Yeah. The midwife, doctor, and everyone said it probably won't go away until I have the baby.
Yeah.
So that's annoying, and I've literally had a headache every single day for about the past month.
That's
And
interesting.
That's hard.
Yeah.
And
Why
you
do you
can't
think
take anything either.
I can take Tylenol.
But why do you think you're having headaches constantly? Just because of the pregnancy, or something is triggering?
It can
I
be
think it's just the
even the
pregnancy.
extra blood flow. It can shift things.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a doctor. I don't know the specifics
No, I
I think
behind
I
it.
might have had
Sounds
a
legit.
day here and there that I was like, holy crap, my head doesn't hurt today. But they're few and far between at
I
this
think
point.
in our family we're prone to headaches anyway. That
I don't get them bad. You guys get them. Mommy gets them really bad. I don't get those have to shut up in the bedroom and be in the darkness.
yeah.
Mine get that bad.
mine aren't very often.
Mine
but
are never like that.
when they are, they're
Once
that
or twice
bad.
in my life. Once or twice.
I came home from work today, and we had a short day today, and I was actually thankful for it just because my head was hurting
You
so
want a
bad.
short day on a Monday or a Friday, right?
And so I just came home, shut the lights off, house was cold, room was cool, and just laid down because nothing was making it go away.
Yeah.
I had already taken Tylenol, already did everything else. Nothing was touching it. So
That's the worst.
yeah, I'm going to bring it up to my doctor next week to see what else we can do, if there's any other tests we need to run because of it, and then just talk to her about my anxiety as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I should do is, well, although you still have to be careful because of pregnancy, but I should bust out the essential oils. I always forget about them, but like, we're all having anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
You're having headaches. Like, maybe we
I
could
do-
use a little extra
And
something.
I don't know anything about essential oils in pregnancy because I know that there's some things that you have to be careful with.
Yeah.
But my friend Allie turned me on to this. It's like it's peppermint and something, I think. Or maybe it's just peppermint, but it's like the peppermint smelling oil.
Mhm.
And it's like the back
like
of your
peppermint.
neck. You
Mhm.
put it on and it helps your headaches so much.
Oh
yeah.
I definitely have peppermint oil, so
Yeah, it's
it's one of those
Game changer.
I
like,
have to look through what's okay with pregnancy.
Yeah,
and
you
whatnot.
should-
yeah,
double check.
definitely double check it because I don't know. I haven't been pregnant in a long time, so I don't think
Neither
along
have
those
I.
lines. So, mine is not huge, and I feel like a brat, but honestly, group projects are going to be the death of my college career. Holy crap! Like, it is even better is that I'm in school for. I am a project manager, but I'm in school for project management.
mhm.
I'm like going behind and getting the degree. But so people that are in these classes are also in similar fields.
Right.
And they don't know how to work in a group. That's a problem. You're not going to do well. Like if you just sit in the back of the room and hope everybody else does the work,
It's
you're
gonna
not
work
going to
out.
have successful projects. So it was a rough week, but it got done and whatever. And Ben says I bring it on myself, but I'm always nominated to be like the group leader of these things because, you know, like whenever, well maybe not, but like especially with like online classes, they do like introductions and this, that, and the other, and they basically want to know like what do you do for a living, this, that, and the other. And as soon as I say I'm a project manager,
They're like,
everyone's
"Oh."
like, you're the group leader. And I'm like, it's not even like I've been in this that long. I'm not an expert,
Right.
but I am a control freak, and that does well.
And I mean, honestly, being the project manager, then you're not waiting for someone to like be able to turn things in. Like, yeah, sure, you're still waiting for them, but like you can be on their butts a little bit more about
Yeah.
it, and you can be the one who calls it and be like, sorry, you missed out. I finished it. We turned it in.
Yeah.
You know, which is
And we did have to
nice.
do that with one person, and I always feel guilty, but it's like,
They're not doing their
if
stuff.
it's due at midnight, like by 10 o'clock, like, come on now.
Yeah, that's too
It should be
much.
done. So it was just late night frustration. Just a couple more months. I'm almost there.
Until when?
I
School starts?
graduate.
Only a couple more months?
Well, I mean, more like 10, but I'm trying to make it
Okay,
sound better
okay,
because
okay.
I'm trying to be optimistic.
Until graduation level, that's really
Yeah,
big.
that's awesome.
Yeah, 10 months that's nothing
That's-
in the scheme
yeah.
of what you've already
That's
put
assuming I don't take any more breaks. We'll see how it goes.
in. Wow.
Because
I get
when
that.
COVID
That
happened,
last break was needed, alright?
I did. I was
Big time.
very much near a nervous breakdown. I might have been in the midst of a nervous breakdown. Somehow I pulled it off and I passed my classes and I did well. But once the next semester came around, I was like, no, push them back. They're like, oh, well, I don't care about the graduation date. Push it back. Because at this point, I'm not going to make it to graduation.
Right.
So, well, we'll see how it goes. But right now, I feel pretty good about it. It was a nice break. It went by way too fast. But it was exactly what I needed.
Good.
Good.
So,
Well deserved rest.
yeah, I think that is a huge part of mental health is recognizing whenever you can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay.
Yes.
Sometimes you can't do it. It's okay. So, it's been like a whole self-discovery thing for me to be like,
Heck yeah, always
to
keep
admit
growing,
that I
always keep
can't do
changing.
something because I'm very much like I can do that. Of course I can
Oh
do
yeah,
that. I'm
I
a
think
yes
that's
person.
a family trait.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
But
Oh, you think I can't? You think I can't do that?
yeah, exactly. So then you're just gonna. I'll prove you wrong.
Let
every
me show
time.
you. I'll do
Yeah.
it twice as fast.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So jealousy and envy.
All right, so jealousy and envy. So we're human. You've probably been jealous or envious of someone at some point in life, whether it's when you're a little kid and you're jealous of, a sibling or something someone else has, or, you're in a more adult life and you're you have jealous of lovers, or you have a jealous lover, or you are envious of someone's success in something. So it's natural to be jealous. And real quick before we get too deep into it, because when we were talking about this topic, we couldn't decide exactly what to call it. And actually, I had a scenario that I'll get into later that I ran over with a couple of different people because I'm like, what do you call this?
Yeah.
And I got both jealousy, I got envy, but in the end, I feel like they're close enough that they're almost the same.
And
They're
it really just depends on how you look at it.
And it depends on the situation. And so just because of that, I'm just going to go over real quick what the differences are. So jealousy is going to be a feeling based on something that you have, like a thing or an attribute that is being threatened by a third party. So jealousy would be like jealous in love, jealousy with a lover, sibling jealousy. You're jealous of attention from another person. It usually has to do with emotions with people, right? And then envy is a feeling that you have if you don't have something another person has. So envy is more like, oh, that person, they
got a promotion.
They got a promotion.
Got a new car.
Yeah, it could be like make more money than I do. They're more successful in their business. She lost 10 pounds and I didn't. I wish I had those legs. Those kind of things that are not always. They're not necessarily obtainable because it is someone else's achievement that you are envious or almost lusting after sometimes.
Yeah.
And so therein lies the difference a little bit. Also, jealousy usually is an indicator of another emotion. So you can be like, I'm jealous. Say, for instance,
because you feel threatened.
Yes. So say, for instance, you're jealous because I'll just put it out there. My husband and I have dealt with some jealousy issues. I'm not a very jealous person when it comes to like relationships and lovers, but my husband is. And this kind of jealousy can come up from past incidents where you've had a lover that has mistreated you emotionally, physically, anyway. And so you have a distrust, right? Or they, say perhaps you have a situation where attention or affection. So say, for instance, I am going to go out with a girlfriend for coffee. Well, my husband might be upset because he's jealous of the time that I'm spending with someone else versus that time that could be spent with him. And it also is a little bit of FOMO, which if you're not sure, FOMO is all over the internet. If you don't know what FOMO is,
that was what I was going to say.
Fear of missing out. And a lot of jealousy stems from that.
Yeah, I always have a hard time admitting that I'm jealous because in my head, jealous is I'm mistrusting my husband. I'm thinking he's out doing things that he shouldn't be doing, and it's not. It's just like sometimes I just want you here, and I want to be hanging out with you.
Right.
Which I will say he doesn't go out very often or anything, so it's few and far between.
Well, and jealousy also can stem from feelings of inadequacy, feelings of inadequacy is probably the best way to put it.
Yeah. So I struggle with jealousy, but in my past, I've had multiple guys treat me wrong, cheat on me, and so it stems from that. And bless Bobby, he takes it all in stride, and he's like, "I'm not doing anything." I'm like, "But you don't understand how my brain works. You can tell me that," and my brain's still gonna be like, "Well, what if?" And it's something I struggle with.
It's something I've struggled with it too. For a long time, it was not will he cheat on me, it's when.
Oh, that's awful.
When will he cheat on me? Because I've had so many, and I've had to do a lot of self-reflection of and kind of it's a have your ass a backup plan, and that sounds awful,
Right.
but it's what helps me get through it. That God forbid
Whatever.
that does happen, I'm okay. So I'm just going to whatever and put those feelings aside and as much as I possibly can.
Well, I can't say now it's no longer a win with me. It's a will.
Yeah.
Which is a lot better. It sounds weird, but it's better from where I was.
Mm-hmm.
And especially because he's in the military, so that made it even harder for me.
There is that stigma.
Yes. And it's still something I struggle with a lot, and he's very reassuring, and I know he gets annoyed with it, but he mostly takes it all in stride and is like, look, here's my phone, you want it? I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm
Yeah.
good. We're all right. He's like, you know the password. You can have it anytime you want. I'm like, I know.
Well,
Trying not to be that person.
But
Yeah.
you have to really, with this kind of thing, like with relationships, a fresh relationship should be a new start, a new trust. And you know, you've always heard like there are different sayings. You can hear them either way. Like you should just trust someone, you know, until they do you wrong, right? Which I'm sure there's a saying for that, but that's just how I'm spitting it out there today. Or the
Yeah, I
other
know what
thing,
you're referring
never
to.
trust anyone
Until they earn it.
until they earn it. And so personally, I'm more of a, you know, not necessarily strangers, right? I'm not
Mine is-
gonna necessarily
yeah.
trust a random person on the street
Mine
with
is
my life or
definitely
something.
you have to earn it.
See, and I've been there too, but I am more like, I guess I walk the line a little bit more, toe the line, as they say, because I feel, especially in a relationship situation, this is someone that you know that you are looking ahead in life with. Like,
Yeah.
no one gets into a relationship and is like, oh, well, you know, this is good for 2 years and that's
Yeah.
it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So in a relationship, you have to start with trust. And that can be hard when you have had lovers that have scorned you in the past, or even, you know,
Right, but at the
even
end
if
of the
you
day,
haven't.
you can't punish them for something other people
Right,
did.
Yeah.
that's so true. But like, it might not even be a situation where it's because other lovers have hurt you in the past. It could be like examples you've seen in your life. Maybe you grew up seeing you know, relationships with a distrust and you know, sneakiness and things like that. Or you've seen people, you know, in your family perhaps, jealousy, and you think that that's normal,
Yeah.
right? And I like what you just said too, Shannon, because the biggest thing with all of this is it is okay to be jealous. That is a totally natural human thing to do. It is. But this is where it changes. You have to be able to recognize it and then check yourself. Oh, crap, I'm jealous. Okay, that's the first step. Recognize you're jealous. The next step is to figure out why.
What about it?
Why is this making me jealous?
Yeah.
Is it making me feel angry because of this? Do I feel sad? Do I feel hurt? Do I feel left out? Pinpoint the emotion that is attached to that jealousy. And that could mean talking to your partner about it. I'm very much one for being open and honest and probably talking things to death a little more than I should with
Yeah.
my partner and just my loved ones. Y'all know.
Yeah.
And it's because I just can't sit with that. I have to work it out. We have to fix it as best as we can, which I know there's not always a fix, but
There's usually a compromise and mutual respect.
there's something, there's some kind of compromise. But you have to be able to recognize it, pinpoint what it is, and then work on not doing that anymore. Or how can we fix this?
On the flip side of the coin, now that you've explained the difference, I think envy, not jealousy. But I think that a certain amount of envy is healthy.
Oh, okay.
Because
I get that.
it pushes me to be more ambitious.
Yeah.
And I want a new car, and I want this, and I
True.
want that. And it's not always a poor pitiful me, they get it, I don't.
No, I'm feeling this.
Yeah.
It really, I see what you're saying.
It-
Jealousy,
it's
I
pushed
can't
me.
see any time where jealousy could be positive.
No, I don't think
Envy
so.
though could be encouraging.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because I envy y'all's pretty houses, and
Aw,
I need one.
your house is just fine.
So we've been working on credits, and I
And
get
that's
on
what
his
we've
butt,
done.
and I get on his butt constantly. You paid this, you paid this, you paid this.
Right.
You changed your credit card over to this one because you had to get a new card. And he's like, yep. I was like,
Yeah.
well, you forgot this account. Change it.
Well, yeah, it's those little details that are so important. It's not any one big thing, but I do think that it is. There's peers at work that I've been envious of, and they get this opportunity and they get this opportunity, but nobody handed it to them.
Right.
They went and they worked their butt off. So, okay, sign me up. What do I do? Like, let's go. So
Well,
it's a motivator for me.
And I love that. And it should be a motivator. Which is
Keeping it in check is important, though.
Yes.
Realistic expectations.
Which is kind of what brought me to this topic in the first place. I had a situation where, and this is a story of envy, not jealousy. I've had both jealousy and envy, but definitely envy is higher than jealousy. I don't have so much jealousy. I definitely have way more envy going on. Yes, for the most part.
I think if I have jealousy, it's fear of missing out. It's
totally, oh yeah. Mine is almost always fear of missing out too. But with envy, so okay, I had a friend who had made a post, and she accomplished a goal that also I have a similar goal as. And it just so happens that they made this post on the same day. It was like, I'll just be honest with you. It was like, for me, it was a yearly check-in for my fitness. So I like do pictures because I'm working on my muscles, even though they have babies. And she had posted, and her progress is like so much greater than mine. And, you know, what she did in 8 months' time, I've been working on for the last year or so.
Yeah.
And still haven't even gotten kind of really nearly close to her results. And I saw her post, and I made a comment saying like, "Oh, you look beautiful." But then, and we're close friends, I should say. If we weren't this close, I wouldn't probably feel as comfortable. And we talk about this kind of stuff all the time. But like, I was just like, "Oh, but like, I didn't meet my goals, and it just really sucks because I tried so hard." And I just was like throwing myself a little pity party right there in the text. And, you know, I sent the message on, and like, I know this person is someone I can vent to, and they totally are okay with taking that from me a little bit. But after I sent it, I was sitting with it for a little bit, thinking on it, and it occurred to me, like, how crappy of a friend was I that she's like done this thing and she's made this goal, and yeah, like I gave her kudos and I said good job, but then I turned around and was like, but not me.
Almost
like,
made her feel guilty.
Yeah, which is not cool. And so I noticed right away, like I messaged her right away after, and I was like, you know what, I'm sorry, like that was not cool of me. Like, you are amazing, you're doing a great job. I know you're not done yet, we're never done, you know what I'm saying? We always working to that next goal, and it was crappy of me to like steal your sunshine a little bit, and that was wrong. And of course they were like, oh no, that's fine, I totally get it, and understanding, but it just had to be said, because I find like this kind of thing happens probably a lot. And I mean,
and
if
I think
we're
most
talking
people are
women,
very ashamed of just admitting that it happens.
Right.
But it's so natural and so normal and common.
well, and just think about like women, like when women are sitting around and it comes out so naturally, like, oh, did you see so and so, they lost 10 pounds, I need to lose 10 pounds, I need to stop eating this, I need to do this. And then, you know, it just becomes a big round robin of pity party, and nobody feels good about it. You don't leave a conversation like that feeling good.
More like uplifted or anything.
The only thing that you might feel is that camaraderie that everyone is struggling. But like, who wants to feel camaraderie and struggles?
Yeah.
No.
What
Nobody.
is it? Misery Loves Company?
Yes, that's exactly right. So I think it's really important, like you said, Shannon, to like realize what it is, and then work on it, change it, try. You we're not saying like it's a miracle and like you're gonna just not be jealous or not be envious, but like.
But what's your alternative? Just sit there and be miserable?
And people do.
Yeah.
So, how about you, Heather? Have you experienced any
Envy?
big envy or jealousy?
A little bit with people I went to school with, and although none of them have really said, oh, I'm doing so great in my career, but there's a couple of them in the field I really had wanted to go into, but I'll be honest, I know my envy shouldn't be there, but it is, because that is something I wanted to do, but I sucked at the hands-on bits of the job.
I get that.
And it sucked to make myself realize, like, hey, you're good at the one part, but you're
No.
honestly, you're not good at it, and just tell yourself, like, you worked on it and you were nowhere near where they were by the end.
Yeah.
So, but I see them, I'm like, oh, I'm so happy for them, but damn, I feel like I've let everyone down.
Oh,
and that's a shitty feeling, because I feel like I've wasted time, I wasted money, I wasted a lot of stuff for everyone.
No, I think if you're going to feel things, it's fine for you to feel how you feel personally, but everybody else's feelings are not your responsibility.
True.
I don't
It's
know.
true.
I feel like
But
I'm
I know
disappointed,
you're feeling
and
like you're being
mad
judged
and-
or something. No, listen. First things first, any continued education is a gift. It doesn't matter if you use it for this, that, and the other. You put the time in, you got that education, you learned something. So I don't think that it's ever like a waste.
No, because, and I will say, and it's not all for nothing, because there are people that I work with that we're a finance company, staffing, things along money, dollars, hours, kind of thing, working, whatever. But there are people that have psychology degrees. And
That's amazing.
Yeah.
different
A lot of
trade
work.
schools and this, that, and the other. Because what I think a lot of people are looking at, it's not so much that they want those skills from school, it's that you pushed and you did it.
Mm-hmm.
And you completed it. And you did.
Yeah, I did, and I did great, and I just didn't do well on the actual doing. But as far as like the book work, I excelled at, and I did fabulous. And any of the class stuff, I did fine. It was just the hands-on that it wasn't clicking in my head, and I couldn't remember the steps, and I couldn't. And
But a lot of times people need to experience something to realize that it's not what they thought
That
it was
is
exactly.
so true.
yeah,
How could you ever know what the hell you were signing up for?
yeah, because I thought that's what I wanted, and then my externship came, and I was literally leaving that office in tears almost daily.
Well, I mean, think about what you did get out of this. Like, maybe you're having envy because you liked the field and you thought, I want to do this, but maybe you want a little subset of that. Maybe you want to veer off a little bit, and to me, this just means opportunity to find something you actually do enjoy. You know, it doesn't mean
You've
that you've
checked off
wasted
one thing
time.
that you know is not for you.
Yeah, a lot
You
of
still
people
made
go through
progress
that.
in your life realization of who you
Yeah.
are. It might not have been the answer you wanted,
Right.
but you did find out more about yourself.
That's
mean,
one way
I'm-
to look at it.
35 years old, and I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Okay?
I know, I always say
I don't know
that.
if that ever
Like,
gets better.
I'm going to school and I've changed my major 3 times.
yeah.
See, that's what I was saying. Once I have the baby, considering I'm staying home, I was thinking of doing, getting bachelor's is the first one, right?
Bachelor's?
Yeah.
No, associates is
Associates.
3
Associates,
year.
thank you.
Bachelor's
4.
is 4.
Okay, my associates in something, then I'm like, but I don't know what.
Business general.
Okay.
It's easy as can be. It's like the
Doesn't sound
it's
easy
the
to me.
Walmart of degrees.
Oh, okay.
Ew.
Like,
well,
it
since
can't
you
be
put
the
it that
Target.
way.
A little
come
bit.
on. I feel a little bit of
That's
oomph.
your bachelor's. Target
I'm
is
sorry,
for
but the bachelor's is gonna need to be Kohl's, okay?
But yeah, I mean, you get there, but it's all about self-discovery, and it's been huge for me. I know we kind of went off on a tangent talking about
Yeah.
school now, but
Sorry,
that's
guys.
what
Right.
we do. But I will say that it kind of ties back, because that was a motivator. I was envious of people who had better paying. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I got into the field that I got into because it was more secure money, and I accidentally loved it. So it's not that I did anything more spectacular than you did. I got lucky. Like,
Every once in a while, that happens. Eh?
Yeah.
so I don't think that that's anything that you should ever feel bad about. You're just going through life and figuring shit out.
But I know that feeling too, like being envious of other people that maybe you went to school with or something. You think, oh, they're doing this better than me, or oh, look where they are in life, or they have 3 cars and a big ass house. Like, you always comparing yourselves, which we know that we should not do. But like, again, I think that's a little bit part of human nature. It goes with judging. Like, I like to say, like, we're judge free, but that's not true. It's human nature to
no,
judge.
you
It
might not
is-
act on it, but
Yeah.
it's in your head. Like, before you
It's
happen.
primal. It's primal.
Yeah.
It's,
Before you even realize, you're like, wait, what the hell?
That
is that?
Science says your first thought isn't your true thought. It's your second thought that comes after it when you correct yourself. Like, dude, that's not right.
Right.
That is your true person.
I've heard that. I've heard something along those lines before, and I like that.
Yeah,
a lot.
like your judgment is like your
Because
primal
I've
instinct.
even caught myself. I'm like, dude, what the hell?
Yeah.
That's not cool. And I'm like, I would never say something like that. Why was that my thought? Like,
Yeah.
But it's your second thought that shows like who you are as a person.
Nice.
Well, good.
That's why you
'cause
don't
I have
speak
flipped
on-
out in my head at
That's
my
why
kids
you
all
don't
time.
speak on your first thought.
Oh, yeah.
You think it through.
Ugh.
I've avoided a few arguments from that.
I will say, as far
I'm not so good at that.
we were talking about this the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and it's kind of almost like the opposite. But when it comes to like envy and jealousy and whatever, I feel guilty
Mhm.
because, like you were talking about, like you've not figured out what you want to do with your life in school and this, that, and the other. And I did. And it's not that I did anything spectacular.
Right.
It's that I got lucky. And things in life have just been not always easy, but I
You've
feel
been
like
fortunate.
I have
Yeah.
been so fortunate, but I have a heavy amount of guilt for it. Like I see people not doing well. Like there's the people that are doing well and I'm envious of them, but then whenever I see people that aren't, then I'm like, well, who the hell am I?
We'll have to have guilt as a topic as
Mhm.
well.
That'll be a good one.
That would be a good one.
Oh, we've already done mom guilt.
But
It's a whole different world. I could talk for days about some guilt.
I've
I've got some all kinds of. You can pull it to guilty for being a woman, for being white, for being a mom, for being in a working
Everything.
field,
I know, for being able. Like
able-bodied.
Yes.
Holy yes. But yeah. So envy and jealousy, though, I think it's something that I have had. It doesn't accidentally happen that you get a hold of it. Like you have to really work on yourself.
Right.
And feel confident in who you are and the decisions that you made and feel adequate. But I think a lot of it comes back to inadequacies and feeling inadequate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's typically self-imposed.
Well, and that's the thing. If you're feeling jealous and envious, it's not the other person. That's totally on you, and you have to own it. You have to own it. You have to recognize that it's not to do with them. It's you.
Yeah.
You're putting that on yourself. You choose to be whatever comes from that jealousy, angry, sad,
Yeah.
whatever
Yes.
else.
Yeah, I love whenever like parenting comes full circle and you can like see like, oh that's why I said that. But the other day, I don't even remember what it was about, but I was like, Zoe, what the hell? I didn't say what the hell to her. I actually don't curse at my kids.
Good on you.
I'm not perfect, but that's one of my stars. But, I was like, what? Why you have this attitude? Why are you being crappy? Like, she's like, well, Aubriana put me in a bad mood, and I'm like, no, she didn't. No. And she's like, you don't even know what she did. I'm like, I don't care what she did. How you feel, she didn't. No, she's not responsible how you feel. Not saying whatever the hell Aubriana did was right.
Right.
I don't get me wrong, but how you feel and how you let somebody affect you is
Is on you.
100% your responsibility.
It is.
And it's a hard pill to swallow.
Oh, sometimes especially so.
Because it's so much easier to have a pity party.
Heck yeah.
I like
Yeah.
pity parties sometimes.
Yeah, but you never leave them feeling good.
No.
Never.
It's
You
like-
just feel worse and want to like eat
It's
a
like
pint
that
of
party
ice
that
cream.
you know you should have gone home at 10 and you stay till 1 and then you got a hangover.
It
And
was a
it's-
bad idea.
Yeah. End up with the ex-boyfriend.
Oh, no.
Oh, I don't miss those days.
No, not at all.
I like being married just for the simple fact that I don't have to date anymore,
Yeah, I
Yep.
heard that.
which helps with the envy. I'm not jealous
Yeah.
anymore as much.
So, I guess so overall we've kind of basically covered all the bases.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to hear from you viewers, like how you have any tips or tricks on trying to like check yourself or to get yourself out of a jealous state of mind. I'd love to hear those because the things that we've gone over, I think, are about all that I'm aware of.
I have a little thing.
Okay.
My therapist taught me.
Oh, let's
And it
hear
actually
it.
goes both
Tell
ways.
me.
But it first was years ago. A therapist told me this, And it was, I had a very toxic boyfriend all through high school, and it was like, she's like, seriously, put in your phone a list of all the shitty things that he's ever done to you.
Oh.
And because sometimes it's hard to remember the bad stuff whenever the good comes around. However, when it comes to yourself, because you are so much more prone to see the negative than the positive, it's completely backwards from what you see in other people.
Oh.
You pretty much keep a list of the good things that you've done and what you're proud of yourself for and the different things that you like about yourself. And it's hard to come up with a list, actually, because it feels very conceited.
Do you keep it running?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you'd have to. I would be like,
It changes.
every once in a
I would
while you
struggle
think of
with
something
that,
and
like,
throw
a
something
lot.
on there. Well, maybe that should be our homework then.
It's hard to get started, but once you do, you point out like little things. Like it's the silliest things that you realize, like, I like that I cook dinner for my family more often than I don't, or little things. It's not I'm perfect in my career. It's that I like that I'm working towards this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not meant to be like end all be all goals.
Well, why don't we do a little side project and try to come up with at least 3 things on our list? Would you guys feel comfortable sharing that on our next
I would.
podcast?
Maybe.
Okay, you can do more than 3 things, but I know, like you were saying, it can be very hard. And yeah, you're right, it can be hard. But maybe if we work on it, it will start like a snowball effect. So this week, we gotta try to think of at least 3 things that you love about yourself or that you're proud of yourself for.
Either one.
Either one.
Just positive things about yourself.
Okay,
How you feel
cool.
about yourself.
At least 3.
Okay.
And that you're comfortable sharing. Because, some of them might be private. And then we'll share that with you guys. Tell
be a
us what
fun
you
one.
think. If you can think of 3 things that you love about yourself, leave it in the comments below.
It is. It's contagious isn't really the right word, but once you start thinking of things, different things pop up, and so then your list is just
Power of
growing.
positivity.
Yeah, power of positivity is for reals.
Now,
So.
when I was doing some research and I was on the Pinterest, I saw a gazillion and a half quotes for jealousy, and I found them kind of interesting because some of them were not like very super positive. And so, for instance, one said something, and I'm going to probably misquote this, so I won't share who it's from because I don't even know. But they said something like, if your partner isn't jealous of you, then they don't really care, and you shouldn't be with that person.
I started to say, like, they're all real snotty, attitude-y.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if you are, that's toxic right from the start. If
Yeah.
you're looking for to be in a relationship and your goal is to just have your partner jealous constantly, that's messed up and that's toxic,
Yeah.
and you are not ready to be in a relationship with someone. I'm sorry. I thought that was the
I
most
agree with
ridiculous
that.
thing.
Yeah.
But if we're ready to wrap it up, I do have a very nice quote that I found to be very positive.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, so your power comes when you use jealousy to discover more about yourself and to dissolve whatever is holding you back.
Told you
So-
so.
You have the power. You have
Yes.
the power.
It is. It can be it can be like a mode of self-discovery.
For sure.
And I think that's huge.
I like
But let's end on that was a good note. But
Yeah.
we still
Triumphs.
have to go with triumphs. Who wants to go first? You want to go first?
No, definitely go first. You first
Okay.
on
Sure.
trials.
I'll go first.
Heather always has like in her head like this order that should work, and I never know what it is.
I know. Me neither.
It's whoever goes first with the trials.
I know, but I don't think about it that way.
I didn't really know that was
it
how
just
it
seems
goes.
right to me. Okay.
Okay. Now that
I'm
we
not
know.
saying it's a problem.
I got a little smidgen of OCD every
I'm
now
just
and
saying,
then.
Well, now that we know what the formula
That's why I
is.
look to her, because I know that she has a plan. I don't know the plan, but I know that there's a plan.
I don't have many plans, but they're there and they're small.
We're hanging on a thread here most days, people.
See, there's
Alright,
a positive thing. You use your OCD in a positive way, and you
Yeah.
plan.
My OCD needs to clean my house.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of.
Yeah,
OCD
me
either.
too, girl. Me too.
All right, so my triumph is more of just like an excitement. I have been really anxious and stuff, and just a little stressy, and of course, it's all underlying, no big
Yeah.
cumulative thing, just many little things bubbling. But we are going to Kiva Springs this weekend.
Super
And
fun.
I wasn't going to go, but now I am, and I'm super excited because we're going to have so much fun.
I wasn't gonna go either, but Shannon and you convinced me.
Yes. And we're going to have so much fun. I can't wait, and the kids are going to have fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a
Yeah.
very persuasive person whenever I have something in mind.
When I'm feeling anxious this week, I'm just gonna be like, it's okay. You're gonna just have to. You're gonna have a couple days where you're just gonna blank it all out.
Yep.
We're gonna
Pretend
lay
it
in
doesn't
the sun,
exist.
and we're gonna have drinks.
Uh,
And I'll make you some frou-frou sprayed in
I was like,
not alcohol.
I can't have the drinks.
We can
We'll
make
put
you
an
something
umbrella
special.
in your Sprite.
We can get her some like sparkling grape juice and make her a sangria.
I'm okay with that.
Throw some fruits in there.
Yeah.
That would
Maybe
be good.
Trish can make you some watermelon drink with no booze in it. That would be
That's
amazing.
just Crystal Light.
No, not pink drink. Not pink
No.
drink. The watermelon one where she blends up the watermelon.
Oh,
and
that
puts
is
the
really
vodka and
good.
Stuff in it. I don't know what all goes in it. I think it's
Yeah.
vodka. It might be
It
rum.
would probably even just be like watermelon and Sprite would be really good.
Yeah, that would be
Probably,
really
yeah.
good. Yummy.
Trish, get on it. We're gonna have to make sure Trish watches.
I don't know if she does. She might.
But
Trish,
is
leave us a comment
Yeah.
in the comment section below if you watched. No. She probably
Now
just
Mom's
hears
gonna
from
call
Mommy.
her out, and then she's gonna go watch it.
Mhm,
So
yep.
we're not above begging.
Please.
Speaking of, don't forget that you can find us on Spotify and iTunes. Please feel free to email us at 3sisters1heartpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear what you'd like us to talk about. We'd love to just hear you say, hey, what's going on? And you can also find us on Instagram at 3sisters1heartpodcast as well.
Did you say Facebook?
And on Facebook
Yeah, that's a thing too.
at
Yeah.
3sisters1heart.
What is your triumph for the week?
I can't remember if this was mine last week or not, but we know what we're having.
Did you say? I can't remember.
I
either.
can't
The
remember
weeks
if
are
I
blended.
said what we're having last
I
week,
don't
but
think you did.
I don't think I did. But
I can't
we're breaking our boy only household
Woo!
and having a little girl. I'm
Can't
so
wait.
excited.
I know, I can't wait. We're all excited.
I told Ben the other day, I was like, Heather broke the system. Like, we each have 2 kids. You broke it.
All the
And
ways.
now, and he's like, we're not fixing it. I was like,
But
no,
you would have a boy. That's how it's gonna work. Come on, guys.
then we don't need to fix it.
Come
I
on.
don't- I don't have any desire to have a boy.
Come
I don't feel like I'm missing out at all.
on.
The two we have is
Shannon,
enough.
Jack loves you.
Yeah,
well,
but
I
that's
love
perfect.
him too,
That's
but
perfect,
I don't
though.
feel like I'm missing out on anything.
You
But
guys,
anyway.
That's too funny.
So it's a. Did you say
girl.
it's a
Yeah.
girl?
Yay!
Yay!
And Bobby is thrilled. He's
Yes.
so excited for a daddy's girl. And had the nerve to ask, so, how long do you want to have another? I'm like,
What? Let's pop the first one
What?
out first.
What? And I was like, you gonna buy me a 4-bedroom house, a big car?
Oh, a minivan. You're gonna need a minivan.
I'm gonna need a minivan at that point, and
I have a friend on her 9th baby. You can do it.
it's her 8th.
That is crazy. Hey, after
So?
5,
That's her 8th.
you lose count.
No. She's
Oh
having her
shit! Yeah,
9th.
it is the 9th. I was like, it was the 8th. I thought, yeah.
No, she's having her 9th. Luigi
I-
is the 8th.
Luigi.
What?
I love that.
I'm not sure what his actual first name is, but they call him Luigi.
Oh my
It's
lord.
like named after her dad or something. I think
That's
it's the
cute.
cutest thing in the world.
I think it's good
Oh
too.
man. No, but I asked if we could just get through this one first before we
Yeah.
thought about another one,
Mhm.
and I don't think I'm set on another one, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm a little afraid for 4.
I've
Well, get
decided
through
that
this
you
one
should just. You just kind of have to take whatever the hell you plan isn't going to turn out anyway. So just figure it
That's
out
true.
later. I mean, Ben and I, he wanted one, I didn't.
I was
I
thinking
went
of getting my
when he
tubes
didn't.
tied, and
Most
he's
of the
like,
time we're okay
"Well, you
with
want to
none."
have another?" And I'm like, he's like,
That's-
I wouldn't mind." I'm like, "You want a boy? That's why,
You got 2 boys.
right? That's what I said."
Well, you
But
just
anyway,
never know.
It's the name thing.
Yeah,
Oh gosh, mine.
Well,
That's Ben's thing too. But Zoe's decided that if she gets married,
She's
that
keeping her last
she's
name.
keeping her last name, and they're just going to. And I was like, bingo, girl.
There you go.
Do your
All done.
thing. But mine, I'm pretty sure that I talked about it last week too because I was really excited. But today is official. I am in my new project management 100%. I was, because of COVID, it's been 4 months of me in this 30, 70, 50, 50, depending on the week, in between positions. Training the girl, helping the girl, learning my new stuff, a little bit on this project, but back over here
so
training
hard
this,
when you're like pulling
and it's like
different
back and
directions.
forth, and it was very stressful, and it was like, I just want to be done. And I'm that's not really the person that I am, but I was mentally checked out by the time I got the new position. So it's official today. Like, even like my new boss was like, so you're completely done? And I was like, except she asked me about this morning, and she's like, I'm gonna go talk to them. And I was like,
Oh, nice. Sweet. That's exciting.
So now they're like fighting over me, and it's kind of adorable. So, but yeah, so I'm just really excited. I made it. I survived. I didn't think
It's
that
been
I was
a
going
long
to.
time coming.
So
Yeah.
Really.
we'll see how it goes. But so far, I love it. I mean, even just the projects that I have been working on, even not being full 100%, it's a whole different dynamic, and I absolutely love it. And I get really excited about
Good.
work again, and it was not like that for a while. And that's,
Yeah.
I'm very much a worker. Like, I like having a job. I like working. I like having my own independence and my own identity outside of being a mom.
Well, it gives you a sense of self and a place.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, I feel very at home working and having a different side of my life.
Whatever makes you feel fulfilled, whatever floats
Yeah.
your boat.
It's not for everybody. I'm not saying that. But yeah, so I'm just really happy and I'm excited.
Good. I'm glad. We need some happy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love this that we already have next week's topic because we never have next week's topic.
Oh, we're going to go with guilt?
We're gonna go with the three positive things that you like about yourself.
Oh, yeah, but I mean...
I think we just go with it and make it an episode.
Ooh, that might be a secondary piggyback challenge. I don't know.
We can make it
We
work.
might need 5 things. No, we can probably figure it out. Anyways.
That's all I got.
All right. Good to talk to you guys. See you
Bye.
later.